Okay, fine, good. So today we will discuss DHCP. What is the requirement of DHCP and how we'll configure it and what is the purpose of DHCP? Today we'll discuss. After then, we'll discuss one more protocol that is DNS, domain name server, DNS. So first we'll finish DHCP, then we'll start DNS. So first of all, so I'll give you some overview. So till what we did, the connectivity with LAN users. So the LAN, we have a one router and router is connected to one switch, core switch or its distribution switch, you can believe, you can assume, and distribution switch is connected again, multiple access switches. So based on these access switches, we have a different departments and this department have some users. So and this department has some users. So likewise, we have a different departments and different access switches based on the connectivity we established. LAN connectivity is likewise. So LAN connectivities we established likewise. So what happened? We configured here VLAN, some VLAN 10, and here some VLAN 20, and here 30. In this VLAN, we have up to 50 users. So here we have some 10 users or something. For this is the HR department, you can assume. So for that we have a limited user, and here we have a it's kind of account department or sales department. So sales department have 250 users. So so we have different gateways for that. This gateway is 192.168.10 dot something and 20 dot something, and it's different gateways we have different IP addresses we have. So we created here sub interfaces. Good, entire thing is good. So for 20 users, if we are configuring, actually, what is the requirement of DHCP means? It will be apply the IP addresses dynamically. So just will create some pool. Which pool? That is DHCP pool will create DHCP pool. In that pool, will assign this is a for VLAN 10. This pool is for VLAN 10, and another pool we have for VLAN 20, and another pool we have VLAN 30. Same likewise, we'll configure it easily. So it will be take in that pool the IP addresses. Definitely it will be take. If we have multiple VLANs, it will be take through DHCP. But if you are configuring statically means, so how will configure the IP address basically? So first hit enter on desktop. In the desktop, in this lab, you will get. So for real time purpose, we have a different thing. So here we have a two things. One is the static method and one is the DHCP method. So if limited user is this, limited end user, limited host we have, that time easily we can configure it 192.168.10.10 or 20, something we can configure it easily and it will take default subnet mask if we required, and default gateway also we have to give something. So we have to give the DNS server IP address also. Mute yourself guys.
అసలు మరీ
So we'll give something DNS also. DNS.
మేనేజ్ చేసుకోవాలి పనులు ఒత్తిగా అబ్బో పనులేమి
So we can configure it easily. So and if we have it limited users, if we have more than 100 users or more than if you have for example at land location, it's big kind of organization. In the campus, in that campus we have a multiple users, 1,000 users. So that time it is difficult to give the IP addresses. Yes, it is difficult because human errors also is there. If you are assigning the same IP address for this PC also, for this PC also, it won't take. It won't take. Definitely, it will be not take because it will be already. It will be give error. So we don't know the which pool and which series IP addresses we are giving. So human errors also is there. I configured 192.168.10.20 on this PC. I'll try to configure the same IP address on this also. So it will take 10.20. Yeah, definitely this address is already used in the network. So if we have limited PCs only, we are confusing. If we have more PCs, then definitely it will be not be possible. So we can configure two ways IP address. IP assigning is two ways. One is statically. If the small size of organization, yeah, we can easily configure statically. If we have big kind of organization, large organization, so we cannot able to configure it. We'll configure lot later on. First, we'll discuss on DHCP process how it will be work. So DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, and it is used to assign IP address. It is used to assign IP address dynamically. So with the basis of dynamic DHCP, it will be assigned the IP address dynamically from whom? From server. Which server? That is DHCP server actually. We call it as a that is a DHCP server. In this lab, we have a one router. This is a DHCP server. It's a server, and this one is server, and these all are the client. Client mean end users. These all are the clients. So we have a DHCP server and we have a DHCP client. Not only these PCs, we have a laptop. Whichever the host, whichever the we have host, this all comes under server. This PC, laptop, server, apart from the printer, we can assign the IP address any device. We can apply the IP address, IP phone also, even though whichever the host required, so we can easily apply it. That is what dynamically we are applying the IP addresses. So one more thing. So we can use a two methods, not a three. Here the printing mistake. Only two methods we have. So generally, one is static method, another one is dynamic method. And here, so whenever we are configuring the IP address from whom this is a server and its client PC, the connectivity is established. If any errors in this server, if any error on this server, the connectivity is proper, but errors. Sometimes this port also shut down. So that time this PC will get APIPA IP address. APIPA IP address. APIPA stands for Automatic Private IP Address. APIPA works for only Microsoft, whichever the Microsoft Windows operating systems. In that, apart from that, it will be work in Linux devices. Only it will work. In not, it will work in our routers and our switches. So switches having a operating system that is iOS, Internet Operating System, and switch also having operating system that is iOS, Internet Operating System. But whichever our laptops or PCs, those having Ubuntu, Ubuntu for the Linux, they are providing, and Microsoft, they are providing Windows operating system. So it will work in that devices only actually. So one more thing, the range also, if we are configured pool, whichever the pool we configured, if in that pool the IP address is not getting, it will be get IP address in this range 192.168.0.02 168.255.254. Sorry, 254. The range is start from here. This is a series. Apart from that, it will be end 255.255. Means here X any range you can get. 192 dot the 192 dot whichever the we created pool. If this pool is not available, something issue on that pool. That time API IP address will get it. So I will show you some basic thing. I'll add one PC here. How the PCs will get the IP address. I'll show you here. I have taken one PC. Already I have configured. I'll show you after this theoretical. I'll show you the how we will configure it. See here port is down. So I'll try to get the IP address to DHCP. So just click on this. So here we'll get different IP address because here port is in STP mode. So you can check here. The IP by IP address we got 169.254 dot. So this is the XX. Any range you can get it up to 255.255. So you can get. So DHCP failed. So we cannot able to reach to gateways. The APIPA IP address is not good for. Why it is not good? Only for the we cannot able to reach the destination. We cannot able to reach any destination. But the good thing is the connectivity, whichever the physical connectivity is there, the connectivity is no issue is there. We can verify it at our locally. Locally, we can verify the connectivity is good. But APIPA IP address when you are getting means some port issue is there. Some port issues are there. That is the reason we'll get. So in the LAN card also, it will be fine. So after some words, so we got a IP address also. You can check. So some limitation of timer is there. If entire thing is properly working, if we got a APIPA also, entire thing is working properly. After 3 minutes or 5 minutes, 180 seconds something, we will get the IP address through DHCP server. So this is the DHCP server. I'll show you the configuration entire thing. So clear APIPA part. So here, so APIPA range is this one, and the concept of APIPA is used to make local communication. Yes, we can make it local communication. How with the connectivities? So with the connectivity in between, local connectivity. So there is a rule in case of so APIPA done. So there is a rule in case of DHCP server that it provide the IP address from the network. So in DHCP, there is a one rule, whichever the pool we created, in that pool only IP addresses will be provided. So how we will verify it? The pools, whichever we configured, so IP DHCP, just give the pool and hit enter. So this is the pool we configured. In that pool only, it will be give the IP addresses, DHCP pool. So pool name also, anything we apply, it will be shown here, entirely. So in that pool, we have total IP addresses, 254 IP addresses. Already released this IP address. Anyway, we'll discuss. So just I'm giving the overview. So whichever the pool we created, in that pool is the IP addresses we'll get. So, so basically, whenever you are creating the pool, it will be equal or greater than from whom? Equal or greater than to this is a pool. So host, whichever the host we have, equal or greater than them. If you have in this pool, you configured 200 only, you have host 250 means apart from that, this 50 users cannot get the IP address. So make sure whenever you are configuring pool, it will be greater than or equal to host IP addresses, whichever the clients. So DHCP server provides IP addresses on the basis of first come, first out, first get. So first, who under see this is a DHCP server. So we have a one user PC1 and we have another PC. So first request who initiated towards the server, that PC only will get the first IP address in whichever we created put. After then, he will initiated later on the message. What message? DHCP message. Can you give me the IP address? So later it will be this PC will get. This PC will get later on. If one more PC we added, if we one more PC we added, who and all coming later, those PCs will get the IP. Yes, definitely they will get. When the rule is there, if rule is work, then only they will get the IP address. If we create a 200 pool, in that pool only 200 is there IP addresses, then 200 only. Apart from that, no one will get the IP address. Till up to how much time it will be work? 24 hours. This IP address will align in this PC till 24 hours. Again, he will come back in this 24 hours. So again 24, it will be renew. Likewise. So actually, the DHCP server provides the IP address on the basis of first come first out is done. So DHCP protocol is layer 7 protocol. DHCP will work on which layer? Application layer. It will be work on application layer. I'll show you in lab how it will be work on application layer. Apart from that, it is working so in application layer, it will be used some UDP port numbers. In that 67 and 68, DHCP have two port numbers. For what port numbers? It will be identify the service. So DHCP is used based on the protocol and it uses two port numbers. Layer 4, it will and port numbers on which layer it will be work. Actually, UDP work on layer 4. That is the reason it will be uses UDP port number 67 and 68. So, who will be used 67? Server will use port number is 67 and client machine will use port number is 68. Interview question. 68 for the client, 67 for the server. So two port numbers we have. And it is a layer 7 protocol. Again, layer 7 protocol. And whenever server sends a packet to client, server is sending one packet. This is our DHCP server. This is server. And we have one client machine. This is a PC. So server initiated one message. So whenever he initiated a message, this is the source and this one is the destination. So source will use the port number is 67. And he whenever he's giving the reply, that time he will use client will be used port number 67, 68, sorry, 68. So whenever server send a packet to client device, then the source port number will be 67. Source port number will be 67. This is a source, this one is the source, and this one is the destination. So port number is 67 and the destination port number is 68. Yes, destination port number is 68. Again, whenever a client send a packet to server, whenever a client send a packet to server device, then source port number will be 68. Whenever he is giving the reply, now reply means he will be saying client will be the source. So how it will be work? This is the server and this is the destination. He initiated some message. So that time source will be 68, 67, 67, 67, sorry. And the destination will be 68. Why it is requesting and how it will be happen, I'll explain in later on. But whenever he is giving the reply, that time This one is the source and this one is the destination. Whenever he is giving the reply, that is a three-way answer. Likewise, it will be work. So this is what how it will be work behind the DORA process will be work. Now we'll discuss the DORA process. Now we will discuss the DORA process. DORA means DORA. Here you can check the short form DORA. D means discover, O means offer, R means request, A means acknowledgement. How it will be work? We'll check now. DORA. DORA, how it will work. So first, this one is the server machine where we configure the pools, which pool, DHCP pool we configured here. So here we have multiple users. For example, these are the users we have. First, what happened? This user, when we click on the dynamic host, likewise, when we click on through DHCP, you will get the IP address. So first, this machine PC will initiate one message, that is discover message. He will initiate one discover message. Hey server, please can you give me one IP address? I don't have any IP addresses. So he initiated one message. Send me. Send by client. Client is sending. This is a client machine. He's sending one message. Hey server, can you give me the IP address? I don't have any IP address. So server will give for this discover message also broadcast. So if we have multiple users also, likewise, it will broadcast the information actually. In between, we have a switches also. So discover message is broadcast message actually. So now after then, server is giving the reply. Reply means that is offering one message, offering one IP address. Hey, okay, you don't have any IP address, right? I'll provide you one IP address. So he will provide one IP address, whichever not assigned anyone. So likewise, he will provide 192.168.10 dot something IP address 10 or something. He'll provide and with subnet mask /24. And if we configure DNS, yes, DNS also it will be provide. Entire thing it will be provide. So after then, client he's this is discover, this is offer, and client is giving the request. Hey, yes, I do. I don't. I want that IP address. I want that IP address, whichever you are providing. So he will acknowledge it. This is the DORA process. Okay, you can take that IP address. Feel free to take that IP address. He'll provide it. This is all about the DHC. Yes, now you have any questions, you can ask me. If you have any questions, now you can ask me. This is all about the DHC. DORA process will work behind DHCP. Now, if you don't have questions, now we'll discuss here DNS. What is DNS? So, DNS. DNS stands for domain name server. First, how it will be work? Basically, human. So, this is one server, DNS server, and here we have a multiple users in different location wherever. So, in between, internet is there, and we have one router. The connectivity, LAN connectivity is there. In between, we configure likewise end users. So connectivity like this. So here in this DNS server, this is a DNS server, domain name server. So here we hosted multiple websites. abc.com, some xyz.com, xyz.com, or google.com. We have a multiple, like hundreds of sites we have. So human cannot remember this many IP address, this many host or IP addresses because we hosted. Behind this, some IP address will work. Behind this, some IP address will work. Like this IP address, those are the public IP addresses. One dot. I'm giving the 1.1 dot will work, and next this XYZ is working like 2.2.2.2, and this Google working like on 8.8.8.8. So these all are the public IP addresses. These all are the public IP addresses. Behind will use the domain names. So every organization have their own domain, right? Every organization have their own domain. Domains we can easily remember it. So IBM.com, yes, we can easily remember it. If you are not remember also, just go to Google and search it, and you will get the link. Through link, yes, you can find out the IBM.com, whichever. But we cannot remember these IP addresses. These IP addresses, we cannot remember it. So for that, DNS, what it will be do? It will be convert domain name to IP address and IP address to domain name. What it will be do? It will be convert IP address to domain name and domain to IP address. So that is what it is doing. It is used to map domain name with IP address. It will map the domain name. That is what in English you can call it. It is used to map domain name to with IP address. That is what it will convert IP address to domain name, domain to IP address. So it is an application layer protocol. Again, it is a layer 7 protocol. Again, it is a layer 7 protocol. DHCP also layer 7 protocol. Again, the DNS also layer 7 protocol. And it uses both TCP as well as UDP. But DHCP has used only UDP port number, that is 67 and 68. But here it is used 53 port number, only one port number for standard DNS queries. For what it will be initiated some query messages. For whom he don't know the IP addresses, right? He don't know the IP addresses. We in Google search, just Google went and we type abc.com, and it will be resolve this IP address. Behind the process will be work. Those process is called, it will be use UDP port number, that is 53. It will use UDP port number 53. Based on that, it will work. So it will be after then types of DNS servers we have. DNS
Just
request.
a random question.
Yes,
Uh, as you're saying that for the DHCP and the DNS protocol, you're saying both are like under layer 7, right? The application. But why we are using the TCP and UDP? Why? Because these two comes under the layer 4, right? The transportation layer, right? Like maybe that is a layer protocol, or this is like the protocols. Well, like
understand. Understood.
yeah,
Fine.
just one around.
Okay, fine. Understood.
Yeah, just a little confused on that.
Fine. So, basically, when we start the lab, I'll show you here, but you have asking. So I'll show you. I'll give the overview. So what happened? Why they are using again port numbers? They are on the layer 7 protocol. They DHCP and DHCP as well as DNS. Both are the DNS. Both are the layer 7 protocols. Again, why they are using port numbers? What is the requirement? It is using port number is 53, and it is using
67,
67,
68, 68.
68. Why they are using? So basically, what happened whenever the flow is there from layer 7 is application
Mm-hmm.
and then presentation and
Presentation, session,
session
tra-
and
transportation,
transport. So here they'll use UDP
TCP and UDP.
and UDP.
Mm-hmm. TCP.
TCP. Yes.
Yeah.
Again, it will move to the network,
Network, data link,
then
physical.
data, then physical.
Okay.
So first of all, whenever we initiate a packet, so who will initiate the packet? User, right? User is initiating packet. So
Mm-hmm.
first, what is initiating? The application, any application. So on that application, they will use these three things: application, presentation, and session. So it will be create the some session also. It will be create the encryption, decryption. Entire thing will be happen. Once the
Okay.
application initiated, then it will be moved to the direct routers. Routers first. In that process is happen. For if one layer also not performing well, then you cannot able to reach. So here DHCP DNS are the layer 7 protocol. Yes, these are the work on layer 7. These servers only. Those will be work on servers. So first in through media, it will be reached and data link MAC addresses will work. Network, then IP addresses will work. Exactly. Are you agree with that? In physical layer, so physical connectivity is not there. You can able to reach
No.
if you cannot resolve the MAC address or ARP IP address ARP table is not instated. So that time also we cannot able to reach. Apart from that,
Exactly.
you haven't configured any IP addresses. That time you can able to reach.
No.
No, no. So we need layer. You agree with that? Physical layer we need, data link layer we need, network layer also we need.
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell me, they need a identification of service or not? They need a identification service with whom they are identifying UDP and TCP. Where they want to reach? Where they want to reach? They want to reach that server. They want to reach that
Server level
server.
from
Yes.
one server to
Then
other server. Okay.
yeah, one location, one source to other destination they want to reach. Then if you don't know the port number 67 or 68, then where they will reach? If don't have physical connectivity, they cannot able to reach. Data connectivity, we don't have a reach, and IP address
Mm-hmm.
we don't enable to reach. And if port numbers also not there, for whom they will initiate the packet. So step by step, it will be work in application itself.
Okay.
That is the
Okay.
reason we need to identify the service. We can
Okay.
identify, okay, if you can block some service, which service? If you want to block something, one hacker is there. This is a hacker. This is a man in middle hacker. He came and he plugged into our infrastructure. He needs some IP address. So that time in this server, whichever the match, a trusted match, are initiated some message. This message, which discover message. That time only you will give the reply. That time only you will give the reply. Apart from that, other MAC addresses, someone untrusted came. That time you don't give the reply. Where we are creating that those policies in these routers with whom ACL access control list or policies will create. Where we'll create policies and all policy based routing or something. Anyway, those will be created based on these port numbers only. Based on these port numbers only, 67, 68, or 53. They based on this port number, entire process will be work. We can allow or we can deny entire thing through identify the service. Through will identify basically the port number. It means it is a permanent value for them. DHCP permanent value. This is the port number means. So whenever he initiated some message through this number only, he will initiate. So identification purpose. I believe you got it. Your answer you got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. If you have another persons, if you have any questions, ask me. Then we'll move to the lab.
No, I'm good. Yesterday also I had the same thing, but I thought I tried to understand, but I didn't get that. So yeah, that's it,
Fine.
Ali.
Good.
I don't have any.
Fine. We'll stop the recording. We'll start new recording for lab.